Sheviit Perek Yud Mishnah Vav. We're going to continue discussing certain rules about Pruzbol. Okay, so the Mishnah says the following: En kotvin Pruzbol ela ala hakarka. You can only write a Pruzbol on karka, i.e., the lova, the borrower, has to have karka, has to have some kind of land. The reason is as follows. The reason is because what a Pruzbol is, it really is you're turning over your loan to Beit Din, and Beit Din pays it as instead of you. And that's why when Shemitah comes, it's not canceling your loan, it's canceling the loan held by Beit Din. So the Bartanura says, only if you have karka, the borrower has to have some kind of land. Why? Because then the loan is considered like it's paid already in the hands of Beit Din. I.e., since there's a lien on land of some kind, it's already paid. And it's considered you're not lo yugos le'achiv, okay? Because you don't say that a person is imposing the loan of his brother, i.e., because only Beit Din is. So how does that work? How does it work? Because it's chashuv kegavui if the lova has some land. So the Tosfot says the following. This is what it's really about. Anything the Chazal could have instituted, and this is the name of the Rashbam, anything they could institute to make it look like they're not uprooting something in the Torah, that's what they did. So therefore they said, okay, we'll allow you to do Pruzbol, but we'll only allow you to do the Pruzbol if the lova has some kind of land, if the borrower has some kind of land. Now here's the tricky part. There's two problems. On the one hand, the whole purpose of doing the Pruzbol was to encourage people to lend money. Because if you didn't allow the lenders to do the Pruzbol, they would never lend money to the borrowers. Secondly, what are the odds that a borrower has land? Thirdly, how much are we being makbid? If the whole thing is the visual, to what level is it important? The answer is not very much, as we'll soon see. Why? Because if you really require the lova to have land, then they would make it a concrete requirement. But, says the Mishnah, im ein lo, if the lova didn't have land, mizakehu b'toch sadehu kol shehu. So then the malve, the lender, can be mizakeh, can like gift or temporarily gift from his own field as to any amount to the love. We'll look at the Bartanura. If the lover doesn't have any land, no property in the malva, the malva gifts a teeny amount, property in 1 square centimeter of his own field, okay, and then you write on it a Pruzbol. So therefore, it's a technicality. It's clear from the second part of the Mishnah that this requirement is a technical requirement, not a fundamental one. And it was there, as the Rashbam said, for visuals, so that there was to give the Pruzbol more a sense of legitimacy. What if the lova had a field, but it was mimushkenet? It was already a mashkon. It was already lean. There was a lien on it. That's fine too. You can have. We said you have to have property. Even if the property has a lien on it, that's enough. Rabbi Chutzpit said, let's say a person doesn't have property, but his wife has property. But he has rights to the property. We're going to learn later on in Ketubot, in other Masechta, that there's something called the Nechasim, the Nichse Melug, that the wife has property, and the husband has the rights to the property. He has the rights to the benefit, the fruit of the property, the perot. So that's enough for property. There's no lien on the property. The husband doesn't own the property. Nonetheless, let's say the husband borrows money, and then the malva wants to write a Pruzbol. So is that enough of having land in order for the Pruzbol to have effect? The Mishnah says yes. So if sometimes there were yitomim, orphans, and there was an apotropis. An apotropin is a what is the English word? He's a caretaker, a careholder for the property of the yitomim. So sometimes the apotropis would have to borrow money on behalf of the yitomim. It was in their interest. He's managing their estate, so he needed to borrow money for them. But nobody wanted to lend him money for the yitomim before Shemitah. So if, let's say, the yitomim didn't have land, they had an estate, but the apotropis had land. So the apotropis' land would count for the yitomim as being borrowers, so that the person who lended them money could then write a Pruzbol based on their land. So we see something fascinating. We see a requirement of Chazal for land, for the lova to own land. But then what we saw was, once we established the requirement, a bunch of ways to try to get around or minimize that requirement and allow the Pruzbol to happen nonetheless. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, as always, arspoter@gmail.com. And we'll dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.